It's an amazing day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ragnarok X Next Generation 2.0 War of the Chosen Season 3. We are your casters. I'm Shibu with the one for an eye with my awesome partner. First time here in WOC, JJ Kun. How are you? How are you, bro?
Man, it has been quite an honor to be given this opportunity to be part of the WOC, War of the Chosen. And man, you have been here for several, seasons now, and it's just gonna be quite an honor to be part of this event.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, this is Ragnarok, this is Ragnarok, this is ROX. We're always welcome, inviting old and new players alike as we build on what? We build on the story. And the story carries on as we head on to the third iteration of the best esports event for the ROX brand, and that is the War of the Chosen. This time, a lot of familiar and legendary names are returning, but one thing is for sure, we are in for an amazing fight, and it's time to awaken the giants. Now we have the top 8 teams here, JJ. Let us introduce them.
Yeah, you know, these are our current giants of the tournament. The top 8 right now, they have fought quite a long stretch of matches. Now here they are. They are Panda, Monster, Karuwei, Iotai, LikMaiEs, WOB1, Blessing, and MonSterII. And man, all these teams are really big hitters.
Big hitters indeed. A lot of familiar names, as like I said, are returning. Some familiar names that you have seen as well, creating contents for ROX. And of course, you've known them on what platform? Of course, inside the game. Of course, on these running servers, we have some old servers rocking up. We also have some new servers. We got some relatively new ones. We know some really expected servers to be participating here. But of course, we have a new flow or path towards the WOC Season 3. Back then, it's more server emphasized, but ROX New Generations, they've actually streamlined the registration, the flow process here of the WOC Season 3. But of course, it's still, the idea is to actually make the whole tournament easier. The idea is to actually have as many teams to still be on board as much as possible. But it's not, this time it's more acknowledging the disparity between the servers and really just emphasizing that whoever are the teams that really wants to participate, then they are very much welcome in doing so. The cool part here, JJ, is that these teams, we really have a lot of familiar names retaining, such as Ligma ES, we got Panda, we got Monster. So we still have a good combination here for our pool.
No, yeah, and speaking of that as well, I mean, just going to be able to see all these names, these returning games, right? Aside from the fact that it's now easier to register for our tournament, but again, going back to these names is just, I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans of these teams are looking forward to them play right now. And for those who doesn't know as well, for those who are currently watching right now, here is our format and the way to register for this event. Of course, first off, we have to do is, form a party and register. Next is, we're going to be playing a ranked match, which is already over. That's why we already have the top 8. And we have had, of course, our group eliminations. And likewise, the top 8 of the strongest parties will then advance to the next stage, which we are on right now, the top 8. So likewise, we also have our winners and losers bracket as well. Again, a double eliminations bracket, ladies and gentlemen, all Prontarians. That's what I call people who play Ragnarok. Prontarian. It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful. But then whoever wins. But whoever wins,
for those on Morok.
Rockarnian, there you go. Rockers. But whoever wins and becomes the chosen for the season will be getting a lot of prizes. I believe the prize that we have this season is much more than we've had for the past seasons.
Indeed. Speaking of double elimination bracket, indeed, I agree with you, JJ. ROX has doubled down on the prize for the champion right now. Again, this is a very different format coming in from Season 2. Again, this is the first time that we have a double elimination format. Again, we have a more simple format this time, even with the double elimination introduced, because we've removed the server preliminaries, we've removed the server qualifying match. Hell, we removed the cross-server match. All we did is the ranked matches and the group elimination matches, so that anyone who really wants to participate, anyone who really wants to compete and see how they fit well against other teams from other server, they could go in directly to our very competitive bracket now that we are here on the top 8.
No, yeah, that's actually quite, very interesting, especially for those who want to get in on a Ragnarok. Because we all know for a fact that you cannot really, go to other servers once you created your character on a server. But with this tournament, it does, basically, irregardless of your server, you can still play with the other people and be the very best among everyone in the game. But speaking of being the very best in the game, we now have our bracket. This is, once again, guys, the double eliminations brackets for this tournament. So whoever is going to be losing this time wouldn't be eliminated just yet for the tournament, but instead will still have a chance to crawl back up to the grand finals.
such as the nature of a double elimination. Ladies and gentlemen, now on your screen is not just the bracket, but actually, well, you saw this already in the game, but again, for a reiteration of the matchups happening right now. Again, we have all the top 8 teams there, starting on their upper bracket. And the cool part about this one is we have a lot of screen time. We have the whole week running until May 2 to actually cheer on for the teams, even those who are coming from the lower bracket, right?
Right. Yeah, for each day, right, going forward up until the May 2nd, we're going to be having a, select games that will be, broadcasting, and from there on out, again, for each round, we're going to be broadcasting it as well. So it doesn't matter if you are now down to the lower bracket, you will still have your chance to shine.
Indeed, indeed. So again, the idea here is to actually getting that 1 second, getting that one more chance, it's not over if you lost this running matchup. Coming in from the season 2 War of the Chosen, we've seen a lot of one-sided matchups. We've seen some upsets, and take note on the word some. There's just a few ones, but the idea is, of course, if the idea this time is that the teams have this ticket to actually learn, to actually strategize. If they're really taking this very seriously, they can really strategize, especially if they're gonna be jumping off the lower bracket for this one.
No, yeah, for sure. Again, in a double elimination brackets, everyone is given a chance once again to be able to crawl back up to the to that of the grand finals. Comparison to like single eliminations, where if you get, let's be honest, sometimes you get unlucky with your matchup, and once you do get unlucky with your matchup, then man, it's already going to be the end of the road for you. But this time, again, everyone gets a second chance.
Everyone gets a second chance. Guys, I just want to remind you, you just saw the bracket earlier. Do not miss out on the dates. Do not miss out on those dates. We have all the matches happening starting from today, April 25, until May 2. So make sure that this becomes your evening habit. Okay, players of ROX, of course, those who are watching on the stream chat, make sure you have those stream badges. Make sure you have those share badges, rather, so that everyone who knows ROX, who plays ROX, or even plays Ragnarok, who will, sees this one. I think this is only the running competitive tournament, as of this time for the Ragnarok brand. So, invite everyone who's familiar with Ragnarok.
And even more so, Shinbu, I'd have to say, and this is something I noticed as well, from your earlier comment, please share this broadcast, this tournament as well, to those people who are thinking, hey, maybe, it's getting a little bit pale right now, getting a little bit bland, but hey, look at this, we have a huge tournament right now happening. So make sure to share this to those people as well, so that, we can always, pull them back up to playing Ragnarok.
Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing right now on your screen is actually of the recap coming in from the top 64, all right? Coming in from the ranked matches as well. Before we're able to actually determine the top 8 teams for the WOC Season 3, we're actually following the path of the featured team, of the featured match for the night. And this time, we're actually seeing the matches coming from Iotai, and actually this one taking on Slap Kids from the Cairo server.
Yeah, these are the teams, right? These are their highlights from the top 64. The highlights of the top 8 right now from their top 64 matches, and as you can see as well here, it's just. Well, I wouldn't say that it's one-sided, but more so they really have a strategy, right? Ready towards their opponents, and man, they're just eating them for breakfast.
They're just eating them for breakfast. Actually, the idea here, JJ, if you are still even in the top 64 level, JJ, I think the idea here is to really just have fun, to really just gauge like how does this top 8 team, like for example, if you are on Iotai shoes, or maybe even Ligma ES, even on the Pandas, and with those guys, with Roger X guys, I think it's on the idea of like, on what level do we outclass these teams? And it's more like trying to gauge what the other servers has to offer initially. So for example, we have Iotai's match happening right now, right? But this is their first time facing up a team. No matter how sided, this is their first time facing up a team from the Cairo server. So players from Iotai server would have an idea that so this is the current situation here on the Cairo server. That's actually the good beauty or like the one good info that could be gauged out, coming in from the early matches of this WOC from the top 64. The idea of always guessing what's happening on the other servers.
No, yeah, that's actually quite interesting as well that you mentioned, right? Like, for those who doesn't know as well, like obviously, since they cannot really do any cross servers or whatnot until this tournament, they don't know what's whatever they're doing on the different server. But now, now that they're playing along with each other, now they know what's happening, what's up with the other servers. With this tournament as well, but with actually
Mm,
with that as well, right? Just in addition to that, one of the things there is that at least since we do have some sort of replay here, right? These teams that got into
mhm.
the top eight would be able to study the team that they may potentially be matched up with. So that is going to be something that we have to look forward to as well going into this top eight because I'm pretty sure they already know what's up with the potential matches that they're going to have.
Indeed, man. Again, you want to gauge, you want to gauge. Even if you're not facing the heavyweight teams yet, if
Yeah,
you're just looking onto the initial teams per server, at least you have an idea. You have an idea of the competition,
yeah,
and of course, we have to take it from the lens as well. We have to take it from the lens of the challengers as well, from the top 32, from the top 50, the 64th
yeah.
place team. It's not the idea of joining. It's not the idea of having fun here at the WOC. Take note, if you are able to actually enter the top 64, you still receive the Nalfar mount. Okay? That's still
Right,
awesome.
right.
Yeah, you still
It's
get that mount.
again.
So, pretty cool.
It is the mount. You're gonna be getting a title, season 3 title, group participant, and of course you're going to also get the avatar frame and a
Yeah,
medal of choice as well. So it's really really interesting. Again, we started off from a ranked match, and whoever gets there gets to
mm,
the top 64, and just getting into the top 64 is already a huge achievement on in and of itself. But even more so, getting into the top 8 because who doesn't want to get those amazing prizes from Razer?
yes. Yes, from the top one. And again, of course, for the accolades, for the cheers of the running fans, we actually have an ongoing promotion on the stream right now. Make sure that you cheer for your team as you comment, as you share as well this broadcast. Do not forget to include our official hashtags, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, again, we have a lot of matches for you. It's spread across the week,
Right.
spread throughout the week. You can also see the dashboard on your games of what the potential matchups would be. Of course, the players are hiding their equipments. Do you have an idea, you have an idea on who has the upper hand and who is better equipped? Some of them would be hiding, and also the idea of will you want to risk joining the
Mm-mm.
challenger side and bet your badge on the low percentage side because you know chances are they're
Yeah,
gonna lose.
it's
Chances are they're gonna lose. But if you win,
you'll
oh my
get
god,
it. Hell, man.
yeah,
The amount of
you'll make a
wager you'll
killing.
get
You'll make
from
a
that.
killing.
Oh man, it's just amazing. Again, sure we might have our favorites here, but we cannot dismiss the power, the prowess of the teams that already got into the top 8 because again, the mere fact that they got into the top 8 means they're really strong. And if they do win, right? And they win against the majority
Mm.
of the votes, man, whoever voted for them would man, I'm thinking maybe if it were, I'm gonna be making a huge fortune.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially considering how one-sided the odds are, there's still the possibility of an upset. That's actually what we're in for. And if not, at least we get to cheer some of our favorite names. I'm seeing a lot of fans on Roger X side. Of course, considering I want to send the biggest shout outs to our fans ROX fans. From different countries here in Southeast Asia. We got the
Mm-hmm.
heavy fan base coming from Thailand. We have players from the Philippines. We have players from Malaysia. We have
Mm-hmm.
players from Indonesia. Players across everyone is tuning in. So really, that diversity when it comes to the countries that are participating here, do not miss out the chance to share the live stream.
Right, of course. So with that being said, we also have a lot of giveaways for you guys later on. So make sure you're actually watching the stream because if you only have the tab, the streaming tab, well, on a tab, and you're not actually watching it, you might miss on
Yep.
some giveaways that we'll be putting up later on in the comment section. So we'll have a bit of like a how do you say this? We're going to have some mechanics, giveaway mechanics for you to be
Yes.
able to
Yes. Yep.
join
Yep.
and there's a chance for you to this is something that you want as well, right, Shimbo? This is one of the items that you wanted to as well. It's the Yamata no Orochi mount, right? This is something
Yeah,
you
yes,
wanted, and
yes,
we're
yeah,
going to have that later on as well for you guys. So make sure you're actually watching your stream,
yeah.
follow everything that we're going
Make
to
sure
be
you glue
mentioning
your eyes.
later.
Yeah.
And I think I think we need to open
Yes.
our games as well. So like just in case, I think we can try to get our mount as well.
Get a man as well, right? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And of course, again, guys, we're running here on the recap for the teams. We saw that match earlier that came in from Panda. We also saw from WOB. Of course, you're enjoying watching that. But for a quick description on the running changes, I just want to remind everyone that do you recall that running meta where everyone is actually doubling down on the priest, and it seems that coming from season 2, actually even season 1, season 2, season 3, it's still a heavy play emphasized by the HP of the priest. A lot of Rarely do you see a composition that only has one priest. I think only a crazy team
Right.
would do that.
And if they
So
do
right
get into the
now,
top 8, man, they're
yeah, yeah,
that says a lot. That's gonna say a lot.
yeah. That's gonna say a lot. Actually, there are still a few more teams here, especially on the lower tiering side, on the lower ranking side, maybe within the top 64, who's still running with heavily on their priests. And since then, coming from running heavily on their snipers, especially on the Blitz one, the inside sniper, and coming in from season 2 to season 3, there is a shift. There was a major shift when it comes to the main damage dealers for your team. This time they're more reliant on the Royal Guards. They're more reliant actually on their melees, maybe on the chasers, and really have come to grown out of this int sniper meta that was popularized from season 2. So you still see a few ones, especially for this one, for the side
Hmm.
of Bragi. On the Sapir server, but I think it's a testament of what phase you are on the game, because in ROX there's a different meta. Even in other Ragnarok, that early
Right.
game you have this preferred build, and once you reach a certain level, you'd want to switch up builds. You'd want something that is far more applicable to the play style or to whatever are the requirements or the dailies of that certain
Hmm.
level. So now that we are on the 120 cap for the most part of for many servers, it has shifted a lot. It has shifted a lot towards the front line. Also, I just want to mention, because there's a lot of choices now for the class in ROX, considering that
Hmm.
third jobs have already been introduced way back, and now we have additional sets of third jobs. There's really a lot of diversity to go on around.
No, yeah, for sure. But with that being said, I know everyone here is really excited to see, the action. But, don't worry, guys, because we're going to be bringing you guys, the games, the matches in just a bit. And I think we can already mention who's going to be battling, for the first match. I think that is going to be Panda. Panda versus Iotai. There you go.
Iotai, ladies and gentlemen, versus Panda. The heavy favorites for that one is, well,
Hmm.
none other than Panda. They got Panda as well. They got
Well,
Panda as
it's
well.
I think it's
They're all contenders. Yeah.
hmm yeah, it's it's definitely, yeah. Even our prediction says a lot here as well. Panda is both of our predictions, and they already, there's no description, there's no explanation needed anymore to say, hey, Panda, this is your name. You guys have been playing for quite a lot, and man, show us what you have done previously, or maybe even make it better. Maybe even make it better.
Yeah, maybe even make a bet. Well, the idea here is, of course, really checking out these revisiting teams, really checking out these repeaters on the WOC.
Hmm.
Panda as an organization, they have new players, on their running lineup. They still have a lot of
Hmm.
returning players in the form of Spided on that one. Maybe some of them have changed their name. I'm not so sure, but still, Panda is Panda.
Hmm.
So there's really a lot of expectations for this lineup. There's a lot of expectations for these players. And speaking of expectations, you're gonna be looking up on the votes, on the bets, for the badges that is
Hmm.
decided in game, and it boils heavily onto Panda.
Right. Man, it's again, it's if you did vote for, Iotai, no disrespect, that's your choice, but if you do get to win, then man, look at that, 87% to 13%. That is gonna be huge. That's gonna be huge victory for when Iotai wins.
Yeah. Especially for that 13% who voted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in my game right now. I'm not so sure if you could still place your bet, for some. But if you could, guys, make sure that you don't forget to bet before, moments before we start this game, because we're about to decide on this one. If you've missed it on the bracket, if you've missed it on some of the announcement, this match is gonna be playing the best of 5 series. So this is gonna be
Right.
a KVM type match. We're gonna be having a 5v5, of course, coming in from their 8-player roster. And my curiosity here is, will they be repeating up their lineups? Or will they be gonna be doing this substitutes, frequent substitutes?
Right.
More often than not, JJ, the tendency is that game number 1 heavily foretells the results of game number 2, 3, and 4.
The succeeding
Everyone
games,
doubles
no,
down on game number
definitely.
1. Yeah, the succeeding games. Yeah.
No, yeah, of course. That is like the round where everyone is just testing the waters, and from there on out, sure, you may be able to like do some subs. We have 8 players, 5 players play, and then the 3 can be substituted for each for each round. But then just from the get-go, that already says a lot between the two teams. We'll see whether or not it's going to be one-sided, or whether they're going to be fighting off quite equally with each other.
Yeah. I mean, so far, on a first glance, doing a lot of substitutes, especially between games, doesn't send the best signals. But of course,
right,
before the substitute, ladies and gentlemen, glue your eyes to the screen. Make sure that you have your in-game screen also on, because we have the first adventure assistance pack and code present on our stream. Do type that in already.
There
claim
you
guys.
go.
Make
And
sure you claim.
it's can I just open my my game right now? Well, let me just claim the pack as well. I'm pretty sure you should do it as well. I know you have the game on, so make sure you claim the code as well before before it goes out of the screen. So
Yeah, and don't worry, guys. This is
right.
This is just the first of many. This is the first of many packet code that will be dropping on the stream. So on top of enjoying the game, on top of course cheating for your team, you get something as well game wise. I think for some servers KVM is already happening. There's a PvP feature going on. Some might be doing their MVPs, but of course never miss out on the opportunity to look at, to watch the War of the Chosen Season 3, and even share this to your friends, share this to your guilds, share this on your Discord. Tell everyone that this is happening, because it's worth it.
It is definitely worth it. And once again, just to remind you guys, before we head into, we're going to be taking a look into, some of the teams, right? Some of the teams before we actually head into the game. But before we go to that, make sure you once again, maybe save up the code for now. Again, it's WOC S31217. So make sure, once again, WOC S31217. Make sure you save it up, type it up wherever, or write it up wherever you want right now if you don't want to claim it right now. I'm pretty sure you guys want to see the action anyway. So it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. At least you could claim it. At least you could claim. I mean, Iotai, Panda, we both voted on Panda. It's once. I'm predicting it to be one-sided, but I hope it's not. It would make a nice intro for our first War of the Chosen. Just look at this. Even Spided is just making sure, not really underestimating Iotai, because despite the votes, despite all the votes, JJ going onto Panda, Iotai has Roger X. The heavy crowd favorite here. I could, even if the votes are going onto Panda, because it's Panda's notoriety here in the WOC. Roger X is a popular ROX streamer himself, so Roger X is one single player favorite here by the crowd, especially of the Thai crowd.
No, yeah, and that is going to be our head-to-head for the leaders. And in just a bit, we're going to be seeing one more. Right? We're going to be seeing one more player for each team before we actually head in on the games.
in this one. Just look at the captains here. Again, just for a quick rundown of the running captains here. We don't know what's on the side of Spided. Both are Royal Guards, if I'm not mistaken. Even the allocation or
Right.
the level distribution of the stats here for the side of Spided is already a giveaway, in my opinion, considering this he's still stacked up onto strength and wit. My curiosity lies is what accessories will he be rocking and what shield. But I'd be expecting that Spided here is still rocking that one hand shield and sword setup. But you could clearly say how Roger X, you really want to boil down on just the playmaking capacities of a very, very tanky character, a Royal Guard that rocks 264 million
64.
HP. 200, that's that's a priest level. That's a priest level amount of
Priest
HP.
level HP. No, yeah, for sure. And man, this being the leader of Team Iotai basically just says a lot here that hey, you know what? A lot of the teams or a lot of players here usually have their leaders at the back, just being the tactician. But this time, Roger X just wants to be on the front lines, and man, that is quite beautiful, I'd say. Yeah,
Indeed.
but now
Again, the
we're going
ballpark
to have
here.
to take a look.
A shift actually towards the other players as well. Most likely to play still. I'm not so sure if this is gonna be playing onto the side of Panda, Little Pau Pau, but they could, because right now to the side of Panda they have 4 players. They have 4 players sitting on a level 120 cap, so they could still afford to invite in their number 5 player. And their highest player for that part is the level 117 Little Pau Pau, which is a chaser, a penetration chaser, to be more specific. On that one, he's also rocking the Shell Brooch decoration, so you can actually observe how she doubles down on the physical attack. 750,000 physical attack, just because of how she stacks up and how upgraded that Shell Brooch is, that accessory as well. This is also a bow type chaser, ladies and gentlemen. Meanwhile, this is something that we cannot miss onto the side of Iotai or even of any WOC. It's just the presence of the priest. The interesting part of this priest is that MK Cucumber is actually rolling on a tome type priest, a 2-hand priest, which is usually the preferred pattern would still be a 1-hand priest, so that you get a benefit of the HP and the defense and the stats that could come from the shield. Normally, this haste type priest, you'd want to double down on your haste. It's quite very easy. It's quite very straightforward to build. But I think it's also mitigated for by the talisman, by the talisman here of the priest. Right now, I think he is rocking this the feather bow tie talisman. So it's this more of a reflection type priest, ladies and gentlemen. So now you see that it's really not that one-sided. If you think about it, it's really not that one-sided onto the side of Iotai. Even if you look at the levels, the level 120 to 117 is not that far. Those are just raw stats. It just gives you an idea of how far they are or how long they have stayed into the game. But it could still boil down onto their movements in the game, right, Jay?
No, yeah, for sure. But I just like to give a little bit like an additional to what you have just said earlier. Going into the shark as well. MK Cucumber here. Yeah, sure. Like the HP right now for Cucumber is that it's only 124 million in contrast to 264 of that of Roger X. But we have to consider as well that the defenses here, for MK Cucumber is so high right now at 73k. So again, as you have mentioned, it just complements the this kind of a composition, this kind of like build, whereas it's more of a physical reduction. Sorry, not physical reduction, but rather physical reflection damage here going towards the opponents.
I mean, it's not really straightforward to compare the chaser against the priest. But if you look at the chaser, despite stacking up on the strength, the HP still of the chaser sits at 100 million HP. And the priest is only just, you know, an increase of a 20% from that, despite stacking up of well, the priest is not really heavy bit. There's no shield on that one. There's actually the tomb. There's the shield. Plus, there's no bit on the talisman as well. So it's reasonable to see 124 million priest. The cool part about that priest from Iotai is there's a lot of utility. There is a lot of utility on that priest. Uptime. The uptime may not be there. The tankiness may not be there because the average HP for priest here on the WOC should be sitting at around 150 million.
150.
So a little bit lower, a little bit lower from the average, but there's a lot of utility that can come from that priest. I'd be expecting that, you know, it could be an offensive priest on that one. But of course, it really boils down on how you want to cast that Kyrie, how you time properly that Kyrie, how you really want to sneak in that resurrection, how you really want to make sure that you don't get cancelled out on that part, guys. You know, we just saw the matchup. We just saw some initial parts for this game. You can actually see the stats. You can actually see the matchup even in game. But for this moment, for this moment, I would like to send the biggest shout out, ladies and gentlemen, to Vanguard Guild of DD server. Yes, you can send shout outs. Okay. Do send the shoutouts. Do send your support.
Let us know
on the stream chat. Let us know. We're gonna be reading it. We could mention it as well. You know, to make this, you know, make this a whole community thing. So do share the stream, guys. Do comment. Do make your greetings. We'll do our best to, of course, entertain you with that. And don't worry. As much as you want to also start the game, we also want to start the game. But send your shoutouts for the meantime. Have everyone acknowledge, you know, for this stream. I'd like to send my playmates, you know, the people I played with, and the Lapu Lapu server for ROX.
Man, it's again, your shout out to everyone watching right now, and if you guys want us to, you know, specifically shout you out, just put it down in the comment section. Send in your supports towards the team that are playing, towards us as well, and towards everyone that's making this event possible. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, all rockers alike. There you go. I'm just gonna stick with rockers because, you know, Frontarian is very, it's kind of hard to pronounce, you know. So
Roxanorians, you don't want Roxanorians. You don't like Mandalorians.
Roxanorians in just a bit. You guys are waiting for the action. We are waiting for action. We'll be bringing you guys to action in just a short bit. So make sure you stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys. Biggest shoutouts to some of our streamers for ROX. We got Tequila Man. We have Roger X as well. Shoutouts to Tequila Man, Uprising Guild of DD server, Leaf Power Guild from Clock Tower. Biggest shoutouts to you, guys. Kikiam Guild from TOL server. So again, guys, do not hesitate. You know, do not hesitate to send your shoutouts. Represent. You're still, imagine that you're still playing ROX. You're still playing ROX.
And man, I would just like to give a huge acknowledgement as well, because we have 392 viewers right now, and it's still going up. So man, that's a huge number, especially for everyone who's currently, you know, looking over and trying to look forward to this tournament.
392 is the amount of
93.
stone. 393 is the amount of enchantment stone that still won't get you to max enchantment.
Hey, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it, man.
That's still the 398 stone, not enough. Not enough for ROX. You don't simply enchant, you don't simply refine with 398 stone. If you think you can get those stats,
you know,
I'm telling you, no you won't. No you won't.
Unless you're really lucky, which honestly never happens. It's never gonna be enough, dude. But with that being said, here we go. The action in just a bit. Here we go, guys.
Woo!
The lobby is now ready, and they are now preparing for our first match of the night.
Here we go, guys. Again, Panda will be taking on the reins of the blue side. Iotai will be taking on the reins of the red side. Quickly, interestingly, everyone is Roger X. Wait, I'm actually trying to determine. Everyone. Wow, everyone is Roger X with separate dots. Very interesting tactic. It's Kage Bunshin mode for Iotai. Yeah, that's all Roger X.
Call him Iotai now? Do we call him Iotai now? I think we should just call him Roger X team.
Well, countdown has been made. We have our first second of the game and the first match to be set. Camera now onto the first. I think on the mage. I could actually see the mage here for the side of Iotai, ladies and gentlemen. Lord of Vermilion already casted very early as they really want to get the dive in from the middle side.
Oh, wow.
Roger X gets the first kill, ladies and gents. Yeah,
Roger X. We don't know which one that is.
Another kill from Roger X. Yeah, it's another kill. The whole server is Roger X, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna be the binds as well. I think down onto the Jacer, ladies and gentlemen. Man, a lot of damage being dealt out down into the middle. You're gonna be seeing the frag, the toad as well. The pets just on making sure that they got their support up for their own masters, ladies and gents. But you're gonna be seeing a lot of ticks still running in favor of Panda. 2 Roger X are down. The last priest in critical hit, huh? Last priest. Look at that last priest.
Yes, sir.
Up on the screen.
I think that. I think what they're gonna be doing right now is just going to try to focus it better. That's gonna be 3 down right now into Roger X team. Never mind, there's gonna be another resurrection. Once again, only 3v4 right now. But there comes the answer back here by Iotai.
Wow. The control is very effective for the side of Panda, giving a lot of time before the first priest. Yeah, before the first priest got resurrected. Now everyone is still alive. You know, Roger was able to resurrect Roger, ladies and gentlemen, but Roger died, and Roger might die, and Roger still died, ladies and gentlemen. On this one, it's gonna be a surprise drop onto the side of the screen, so make sure that you get your comment and win. We still have a 1-for-1 exchange here, and everyone is collapsing into the middle field. Yeah, onto Panda Pow.
Is going to be taken down as well. Now,
no mage to the side of Panda.
Are they going to be able to get a Resu though? No, Pow is going to be able to take down 1 Roger X. Once again, 4v4. It's going to be the play of the game here. This is going to be 2 again. Roger is it dot X Roger X dot whatever Roger that is. But that's going to be 2 down right now. 3v4, ladies and gentlemen. Panda versus Iotai still going to be coming up here. 3 minutes left. Is going to be the time here for our game.
Actually, this is the actual Roger. This is the actual Roger. The one with the 3-tailed tiger. Ladies and gentlemen, okay? That's the actual Roger now. Already moving in. Tries to land actually the shield boomerang, but still trying to get a target. I think the calls are ever changing for the side of Roger. It's very critical that they're able to protect their second priest. The second priest was able to
look at the priest!
Epic Classes. Okay, there's the priest, the second resurrect, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was towards the epic classes, if not the main resurrect. But still, Roger is hanging on by a thread. Panda Papa is also delivered on the damage to Roger X, and this, like I told earlier, I mean the sniper in meta doesn't really last long. It's gonna be a short work for any burst characters here. Also want to mention, JJ, that 100 HP chaser is working really well. You know, that 100 HP chaser for the side here of Panda is working really well. I'm not seeing this chaser easily going down. So they have consistent DPS from their, range, range unit that is also pretty tanking in herself.
No, but look at that though. Oh my goodness. The priests are now down into the side of Iotai, and there's going to be only 2 left here inside of Iotai. I think this is going to be the last few seconds now into the side of Panda before they maybe potentially get in the first match, the first round.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what WOC, no matter... Oh, epic classes!
Oh, wow!
Epic classes, ladies and gentlemen! Epic classes!
Never
epic fail again! It's also epic fail because the epic classes still got killed. A lot of them got reduced. No buff is still alive on that one. Second round of epic classes already burned. These members of Panda is now going to be doubling down on the idea of the long cooldowns that is done already onto the priest. If that priest dies, that's it.
Oh,
that's
there we go.
For Iotai.
There we go. Okay? Never mind. Actually got a wrestle again.
Yeah, they got the Osiris card, maybe they got the Myth but that's it. The cooldowns of epic classes are still down on that part. I think that's the Royal Guard reso. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, but they're able to get the full reso in.
We're gonna be able to get to see that in just a bit, and everyone is gonna be alive once again. 30 seconds left here. 30 seconds left on the game, and as of right now, I'd have to say that Panda is looking like they have the currently advantage of the points.
Yeah, man. I just realized that there's the side for the Royal Guard that they can actually do the resu, pet resu, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot about the pet resu, the pet resu that could allow them to actually resurrect on this one. So it's really more of a points battle from this point from now on. But I would agree, this could easily go onto the Panda stars. Yeah, 5 seconds left onto the card, ladies and gentlemen, and that's it. We have Panda taking on game number 1 against Iotai.
man, that is
I
that
thought
is
it was
quite
epic
a
classes. Yeah.
I would say that this match is more of a one-sided game. Obviously, we can see as well that Iotai is doing their best right now and just trying to catch up into the side of Panda. However, I'd have to say that Panda's damage is just a little bit too much here for
Yeah.
Iotai that they aren't able to catch up in terms of healing.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would have to commend the performance there by Roger X. He's really doing really well on actually covering
Right.
Roger X, and also Roger X is also doing some good DPS as well, and Roger X also is doing some really good tankiness. The support of Roger X towards Roger X, there's a lot of
Right.
synergy between Roger X, and Roger X as well.
And Roger
So
X. Yeah.
yeah, and Roger X. Well done, Roger X, and bad job, Roger X. Okay, you have to improve,
That's true.
Roger
That's
X. You have to improve, Roger
Yeah.
X. You have to keep doing that, Roger X.
Keep doing whatever you're doing, Roger. Look at that. They switch
Yeah.
one. Right from Roger X to Roger X, man.
Yeah.
That's
Roger,
huge.
Roger X.
That's a huge
Roger
switch.
X. Yeah, I mean, they're swapping Roger X towards Roger X. Imagine that. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'm pretty sure the first one to die on Ayotai's side is Roger X.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be
for
Roger
sure.
X. Yeah.
But here you go.
Roger X.
Oh, there we go. Roger X already down immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, they're stacking up onto the heel, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing a lot of greens now for a game. Also, an absorb.
Oh, a little Roger X
It's not gonna be the
down.
same story. They did swap out their priests. They're actually doubling down. I think it was an Ashura. So they swapped out their sniper for the Shura. So it was the Shura that got taken down first. Yeah.
And
yeah.
is still gonna be
Okay.
taken down for the second time as well. Into the
Yep.
match, and they know for a fact that they need to target that, be their objectives, and just to reduce all the damage that's gonna be coming from the Shura. And look at that, Shura might have been resurrected, but still gonna be going down
Yep.
once again. And look at this right now, coming from Panda, they're gonna be able to deal down so much damage once again. And look at that, Shura's gonna be up and running once again, but I think they're going to get targeted once again by Panda.
Yep, Panda. And Roger X was
There
actually
you go.
actually got clipped as well by one member here coming in from Panda. We have to switch back towards the Shura, ladies and gentlemen, who's still gonna be down.
Thank you,
And
Panda.
I feel like really I mean onto the side of Spided. Spided is really doing a consistent job here, for his teammates alongside with the other Royal Guard. I think it's really a beautiful idea on this chaser that they got this Dex bow type chaser on top of it being tanky. There's really a lot of utility that can go on around to the point that even the mage, even the warlock here for the side of Panda is already getting ignored.
No, yeah, for sure. But with that being said, I think this switch here that they have is getting a little bit of a disadvantageous for the side of Iotai, because yes, they might have been able to make a switch after the first round, but man, whoever they switch with, that Roger X is always getting targeted here by Panda, and it's not being able to do anything at all. And look at this right now, Roger X into the first slot is almost getting taken down as well.
Yep.
And Panda at the moment, after like a minute and 2 minutes even, they haven't had one single casualty. Oh, never mind, they already got the second casualty. That's gonna be Pau Pau, but that's only the second one for the entirety of the match. That's already 2 minutes and a half.
Yeah, should be a short work for that Royal Guard. I just recall that we already spotted a crit type Royal Guard, for the side of Panda. So that's actually
Panda.
some of the crits that you're seeing onto the side of,
Seeing right now,
of Panda. Yeah, I'm not so sure if that is Kobe. I think that is one of the Royal Guards here. Look at that. Even the HP there, there's still enough sustenance that it can come in. I think getting sustained for the Kyrie or maybe the Murphy on that chaser, on the Dark Chaser for the side of Panda. But that Dark Chaser doesn't easily go down despite having two priests against one. Despite having two priests against one for the side here of Panda. I feel like the Petresu, I feel like the Petresu opens up to a lot of ideas, opens up a lot of options for any compositions to actually forgo the two priest setup,
Right.
and just go with one priest. Because take note, Panda, I did mention earlier to you that it's very risky to run a single priest setup here in the WOC, but Panda did it.
Right.
You know?
No, yeah, Panda did it, but
Uh,
at the same time, you know,
yeah,
it's Iotai, right? Iotai that did it earlier as well. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of like a huge risk as well, because again, you might have been revived, but if you don't have the buffs as well, you're just going to be wasting that as well. But with that being said,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, Panda is wrecking havoc once again. Intercept Iotai, and look at their HPs right now, up onto the top, you know, side of the screen. They are slowly but surely just removing clips and clips of
Yeah.
HP, millions and millions of HP into the side of
Yep.
Iotai.
Actually, there's a shift towards Iotai. All Rogers are now fully focusing towards Faker, down onto the mage. But the problem
Right.
here is Faker can still dish out some big damage. There you go. You get Pow
Oh,
Pow
look at
as
that. That's
well.
gonna be. Oh, that's gonna be it. That's quick.
Full wipe. Wow, that's a
That
full
is a
wipe
full wipe.
onto the
That's
pet. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I think they really because I'm not so sure if they really did double down on their pet Resus, but maybe because they have another priest, they have dual priest, they forgo of that pet Resus option. But I do recall saying that, you know, game number 1 highly dictates, you know, or highly foretells game number 2 and 3. And the thing here is that we are already on match point, JJ. We're already on match point in
yeah.
favor of Panda.
It is.
1 win away.
That's what we talked about earlier, right? You know, that's what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. Panda is looking like they, you know, kind of like really double down into the side of Iotai, and
Yeah.
sorry, not Iotai, but rather Roger X. Going into the Roger
Yeah,
X, and
Roger
right
X.
now they, I think their switch up from earlier is looking
Yes.
pretty bleak. Since they didn't
Yeah.
really last long compared to that of what they had on game number 1.
Oh, yeah, very interesting switch up for the comp. They're gonna be removing their Royal Guard. They are gonna be removing one priest as well. They're increasing their
Right.
DPS capacity. So that's one priest setup. That is a Shura on that side. And no Royal Guard for the side here of Iotai. That's
Right.
actually Rune Knight. That's actually a Rune Knight for the side of Iotai. So let us see how this goes. Yeah, they're really doubling down on that damage. They really want to go ham on the
Right.
damage. Let's see how that fares. I would recommend still targeting out the squishy one. Oh, Yamato no Orochi mount! Yamato no
Oh,
Orochi
no!
mount, guys! Surprise drop.
Man, right now, make sure you comment it down on the comment section. Drop,
That's
man.
that's
all
a
the,
very
the
limited
instructions are
edition
there.
mount. Yeah, that's a very
Yeah, I know.
limited edition
Shinbu.
mount. Halloween event mount.
Shimbo, I know you want to. I know you want to join in right now, so I'll let you comment down in the comments as well. But going back into the game, look at this. You know, Iotai right now already taken down quite a lot, and at the same time, you know, there's only one down into the side of Panda. But there's gonna be a resurrection coming up in just a bit, and Roger is gonna be taken down as well. There's gonna be 1 out of none at the moment. As you can, as you said as well earlier, you know, Iotai here, what they're doing is they are just focusing down into Faker, but with that being said, it's not enough that they're focusing into Faker, because again, you have to remember that there's not just a single player that you're battling. You're battling 5 people into the other team. And with that being said, just focusing into one allows the others into the side of Panda to focus down on each and every of you in Iotai and just deal out damage. And look at that, already two is going to be down here, and Roger X, the main Roger X, is almost down as well.
Yeah, actually, for the longest time, compared to that game number 1, this is the time that I saw 2 members for a time, you know, on a single time, are dead, you know, onto the side of Panda. So it does signal that this shift towards more damage for the side of Roger X, or rather of Iotai, is working, you know, is working. The problem here is, again, that chaser would put a lot of poison on your targeting, because that chaser is very tanky. That chaser still sits at 100 million HP. There is enough vitality on that chaser to still soak up a lot of damage and still enable a lot of heal, or accommodate a lot of heal from the side of the priest of Panda. Also, I just realized, JJ, that the Roger X renaming strategy is really good, because it disables Panda's call. That you cannot target Roger.
Sure, like,
you can just say Roger. It just mess up the target.
And they all look the same as well, you know, with their cosmetics and stuff. They all look the same, and just making sure that, hey, which Roger X, and you wouldn't know, especially with a lot of effects right now ongoing into the screen. It's just gonna be hard for you to navigate which one you actually need to, you know, which one you actually need to target. But it doesn't matter for Panda, because they now have 3 down, even though they've already had, you know, Iotai already had their resurrection. It didn't matter for them, because they are just gonna be able to take them down once again, and now only 2 is gonna be left down here in the side of
Oh my God.
Iotai. And look at that. Oh
Yeah,
my
Petresu.
goodness. Oh wow. Look at the.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Will there be a
that's
Petresu
huge.
because
That
they
is
have no
huge.
priest already? They have no priest already.
Oh,
Their Rune Knight is down.
That's gonna be
Chaser
rough.
only to the Chaser. Yeah, that might be the last one. He's running for his life, ladies and gentlemen. Hiding! Hiding! Hide!
hiding.
They have no idea where
Watch
he will go.
is going to be here.
Yeah.
Watch is
he
gonna be popped
got
up.
spotted.
Yeah.
Upper right corner, he got spotted. Oh, another hide. Oh, just buying time. Just buying time.
Wow!
Okay.
Wow! All right, okay.
Thinking.
You need to do another cloaking. Oh, got spotted though. Oh, hiding.
Yep,
Hiding's gonna be a play here.
yep.
Okay, let's find out if
That's
they're gonna
the
be able to stop survival
this
until
is,
the end. But never mind, they're going to get one hit again, ladies and gentlemen. They're gonna get
Yep.
spotted, and that's gonna be it. Oh, not quite yet.
Will he show himself? He got debarred by the Frioni. He's now hiding once more. There's silence. He got the regeneration. There's still a lot of regeneration for him. This is a usual thing. This is very relatable. This is a very relatable thing. When you are down to the last member on the KPM run, which is like the mini PvP run for ROX, there's really this one guy who will always delay your point rush. So this is what is
Right.
Roger X is doing. Man, this is the
Man,
last.
this is
Well, this is not the last Sura of Roger X. This is not the last Sura of Iotai. If you lose this one, you're still not out of the competition. Remember that.
No, yeah, again, double elimination allows you to have another chance, right, to get it back up into the grand finals. But again, what Roger's doing here is just really funny right now. And man, I don't think we'll be able to see them last until
That's
the
it.
end of the time. And as I say that, that's gonna be it. 3-0 sweep, ladies and gentlemen, for Panda. 3-0.
Yeah. The predictions are real. Ladies and gentlemen, the expectations manifested itself as we see that the returning squad Panda takes the win against Iotai. And ladies and gentlemen, you got it. Panda from Opera Phantom taking the victory against Iotai from Iotai.
Yes.
Congratulations to
There we
Panda,
go.
ladies and gentlemen. Of course, congratulations to all the fans of Panda. Well done, well fought out. It is a sneaky tactic, a commendable tactic for the side of Roger X. To actually rename the whole squad,
Right.
Roger X. It's also an expensive tactic.
No,
But,
yeah, name changing. Name changing is
changing.
not cheap. Name changing is
Because
not
they have
cheap.
to change back.
But
They
yeah,
have to
without-
change back still.
Yeah. After, right? So not only are you
Yeah.
going to need to change for strategic purposes, but you need to go back to your actual name as well. Unless you're not going to go to do that, and it's less expensive, but still, that strategy alone is quite expensive. But again, congratulations to Panda. But for Iotai, it is still not the end of the road for you guys because you still
Yes,
have a chance to get back up into the grand finals through the lower bracket.
Very, very, very nice tactic there from Iotai. Of course, a very, very strong composition for the side of Panda. I do love the idea of Panda running the chaser, a Dex, a bolt type chaser with lots of vitality, to actually bait out a lot of spells, a lot of skills away from Iotai. Again, for everyone's information, that's actually Panda Pau Pau to the side of Panda, or the last
Right.
member, that's the chaser. She's also a priority. She's also a priority resurrection. She's also a priority revive. You can actually see Faker always going down, and if there's resu, there's gonna be a resurrect coming from their priest. But they always make sure that the chaser, Pau Pau, is alive. You also have Spider, of course, still an ever strong presence for that team.
That as well. But with that being said, ladies and
Also,
gentlemen, Panda
just for this
is
recap as well,
reckon
I would like to. At first, I got doubts onto the crit type, Royal Knight.
Right.
Really
But
nice
actually
crit
showed us
type
a lot.
Royal Knight. Showed us a lot, yeah. It's really well performed there for the side of Iotai. I also want to mention that normally crit types is a mid game preference, a mid game to early game preference. And you don't usually see that again for swordsman, unless it's two hand.
Yeah.
It's a very, very old bid, but this one, it really bode well.
Mhm.
It really worked well for the side here of Panda. And with that, we leave Panda moving forward onto the upper bracket, taking their fight on, I think that's a Thursday. Yeah, I think that's a Thursday. And tomorrow we have Iotai.
That is gonna be a
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
have Iotai as our
Iotai.
first team. First team that
Yep.
will be playing tomorrow on to that of the first round of the lower bracket. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, and all rocker and rockers, there we go.
Okay.
Well, for all rockers alike right now who's currently watching, we do have, as you can see here, we have 4 games here, right? We have 4 games right now into this bracket, but we're only going to be showing you guys 2 matches. So that was already the first one. That is Panda going against Iotai, and the next one is going to be LikMaiEs going against
Yep.
MonSter II. And the other matches are unfortunately not going to be streamed onto our today's broadcast.
It's more, I could argue it's gonna be very, very interesting. Ligma ES is actually a household name in the WOC brand,
Hmm.
and also a heavy contender. I mean, they've been rivals for the longest time in the Opera Phantom server.
Right.
Panda versus Ligma ES. They're like a heavy favorites to actually compete here on the
Hmm.
WOC. But of course, Tosakan Monster 2. I would be direct to you guys. It's gonna be a one-sided match, I would say, considering that Monster is a
Mm.
very very strong guild, but that is Monster
Right.
main. All right, that's the Boulders and Horns. That's the Boulders and Horns lineup. They have their what can I say this? They're the second place team. They're the second placer team from the
Right.
WOC season 2. Their ranking on the top 64 round is second place. They're also the WOC season 2 champion, the monster from the Boulders and Horns server. So that's Monster, but
Right.
Monster 2 from the Tosakan server is different, okay? Remember that Monster Guild, the Monster team, the one that won't be shown for now, is the crew of Winza, okay? If it's
Right.
MMO, if it's Winza, it's always a heavy headline. Guys, that is our first set of
Yeah.
matches. We still have one coming more. This is a pleasure to showcase for you, Shinbu and JJ Kun. The War of the Chosen Season 3 will be back after a short break. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all rockers alike, welcome back to the Ragnarok X Next Generation 2.0 War of the Chosen Season 3. Once again, we are your casters. My name is JJ, and with me is, of course, none other than Shinbu. Shinbu, we just had a 15-minute break. A 15-minute break is all we needed to freshen up, get our snacks, get our drinks, refreshen, and, rehydrate ourselves for this upcoming match, which I think is going to be quite a huge matchup.
We just came up, we just came up from the match between Panda versus Iotai. This time, we are again, the 15-minute break, of course, allowed us to prepare ourselves for another appearance of, a heavy contender in the WOC Season 3. And of course, there you go. We have the Ligma ES versus MonSterII. I get our predictions set in for that one. I'm just, pulling up some very safe prediction for this one, which is Ligma ES from the one of the pioneering servers, Opera Phantom, ladies and gents. And Monster is a very well-known team, but this is, take note, again, take note for everyone, this is not Monster main, this is MonSterII. That is the thing,
It is a MonSterII. Now, here's the thing, though, like, if you're gonna be voting for LikMaiEs, might as well vote for the other team that you're not gonna be voting for, because again, I'm part of the 10% down here. I'm part of the 10% here that will be winning a lot. I'm gonna be winning a lot here. Shinbu, I know you're voting a lot. Yeah, for LikMaiEs, but no, man. 10% trust. Man, you don't trust us, dude.
Fighting, right? Fighting, just like in our comment template, for supporting the team. Fighting, for MonSterII. We will know, there's an upset. There might be a cheese that could pop out for the game. Me, myself, I got caught off not realizing that there's the Resupet mechanic on that one. Right. So, really, gone are the days of a dual play setup. And even here, they're still rocking a dual play setup for their 8 games, but it doesn't necessarily mean for the 8-player roster, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will be rocking that dual priest on their 5-month playing roster. You saw earlier the adjustment that came from Iotai, that they actually went with a single priest. They started out with dual priest, but they went up with a single priest. But I just really see here that there's a relatively heavier challenge for the side here of Monster. HPs are barely touching 100 million,
Right. No, yeah, and for them, again, they're just going to try to, they're just going to be trying to, utilize that of the pet rescue mechanic. But with that being said, hopefully we get to see that once again here for both of the teams, as we see the leaders of these two teams, LikMaiEs and MonSterII. And as you can see here right now, man, Fresh Milk is looking fresh right now.
Fresh Milk is really looking fresh. If you look at this one, they're, I would say, pretty even. I would say still pretty even in terms of their HP. 129, 119, a 10 million gap. It's not gonna be that. I mean, there is a significant difference on that one, but you cannot also deny the fact of how close that one can be compared to a 200 million HP against 100 million HP priest. But what I'm curious is,
Yep. Wow. there's a bit of a difference here now. We can see, you know, going into the
Yeah,
side of what LikMaiEs, right? They do have a bit of an
yeah,
advantage, but again, it all differs onto when they're going to be playing and how they're going to be executing their movements later on in the match. And right now, here are the star players for each team. We have Kim, Nana, and of course Zolam as well. With, you know, a little bit of a what do you call this? A little bit of a difference here. You know, level 120 to 155, 115 rather.
yeah.
And then likewise, look
I,
at, however, the HP.
yeah, I think this is so this is a warlock versus. Okay, so this is a warlock versus warlock matchup. They're pretty even on their stat distribution when it comes to the int and on the bit side. Actually curious about
Mm-hmm.
their okay. I'm actually curious about their haste. It might not matter here.
Right.
Considering though their HP, you
Mm-hmm.
cannot expect really much from the HP of any wizard.
Right.
I think they're really well within the range of getting bursted. But again, I just want to go back to the please earlier. The please earlier, for the side here of team Monster. I saw earlier that they
Right.
registered
Monster 2.
Valkyrie armor. Yeah, I rechecked Monster 2. I rechecked Monster 2. It's not anymore a Valkyrie armor, so it's gonna be rocking Murphy set, but it is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
not anymore a single hand weapon setup. It is gonna be a two-hand setup. So it's a book type priest for the side here of Monster 2. The one you
Mm-hmm.
are seeing on your screen, they have a very, very similar setup. They have a very, very similar setup in the form that they're still rocking one hand. But here we go. Let's look at the arrangement. Let's look at what will be played first on the first roster of the teams. JJ, again, I just want to emphasize, game number 1 always foretells. More often than not, always
Yeah.
foretells. Game 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really the best way to gauge because normally these teams, they want to put out their best foot forward before game number 1.
Right. And definitely, you know, just winning the first game, as you have mentioned, right? Just winning the first game really gives you the momentum you need, right? Going into the games. And as you can see right now, both of these teams, you know, one is actually into the side of Ligma ES. They're going to be running Dancer as well. Only a single priest, but into the side of Monster 2, they have double the priest here. We have a Warlock as well. And man, a lot of the rest of the players here are just going to be the DPS for the team, I guess. But let's find out which one is going to be, you know, dealing out and pushing out a lot of damage
Yeah.
from the get-go.
Yeah, Monster 2 is actually pushing out a lot of tankiness. They've chosen their tankiest member for that one. They've also included
Right.
their mage, you know, just so they get good crowd control. But I just want to take note, the Royal Guard for the side of Monster 2 has a very low attack. It's sitting only at 60k
Right.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's gonna be quite a detrimental onto the side of Monster 2 here. But let's find out together which one's gonna be going down. And look at the damage output being pop up, all the AOE damage, and man,
A lot of absorb.
the HP is almost getting bursted down into the side of Monster 2, and that's gonna be the first KO as well. Zolam's gonna be the first one taken down into the side of Monster 2, and man, they're not ending it up, not quite yet. They don't want this to end just yet. They might have want, you know, they want to end the suffering here with Monster 2 by taking them all out and, you know, immediately. But man, the one-sidedness of this game is just it's just dominating right now, and you can definitely see
You
how
could look at
much
the
they
damage.
can do here.
Yeah. In the post game score, we could catch the damage that can be dropped. Look at Peking. Look at Peking's damage. Just sitting at 853 million damage for this. 853 million for the side of Peking's damage. Yeah, he's getting a lot of freedom. He's getting. Oh no. Okay. I thought he's
Most
getting
of them,
a lot
right?
of
Most
freedom.
of them
Yes, he does.
are.
Yeah. Peking is getting a lot of
Most of
freedom
them-
because he's rocking on Ashura. He's
Right,
rocking Ashura.
right,
Just to
right.
explain to you, JJ. He's rocking Ashura, and his Shura is sitting at a whooping 220k damage. 220k
yeah,
damage.
yeah.
The high-end damage sits at should be around 100k damage or 150k damage. His Shura is sitting at 220k damage. At the sacrifice, Peking is very easy to burst. He's sitting only at 17 million.
Right.
17 million HP, you know? But the problem is there's lacking damage onto the side of Monster 2. If we observe onto the side of Monster 2, the damage can only come from Hantam and Zolam, you know? And Zolam
Right.
more responsible on the crowd control. Handsome here, if they're able to control this 2-hand Rune Knight, Handsome, if they're able to control this guy, the one on their screen, it is gonna be difficult for the side of Monster 2. There is the drop, guys.
No, yeah.
Literally.
That's why. That's also why Ligma ES here is targeting Zolam here immediately, and that's also why they, they are literally the first one to get removed from play here. Because again, once you do that, yeah, sure, you might have all your supports, or you might have your all of your resurrections here, but if you don't have the damage, you're not gonna be able to do anything against us. That is what Ligma ES is doing right now against Monster 2, and right now we are once again back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. And look at the burst damage coming in from that of Ligma ES as well. The HP is almost taken down into the side of Monster ES in just a few seconds after the start.
Yeah, man. Okay. We have our screen actually onto the side of the Royal Guard of Monster 2. The problem here is this Royal Guard doesn't dish out really considerable damage. And right now, Peking is still getting a lot of freedom here. They're still trying to target Peking. Look at Peking. Look at the regeneration of Peking. Finger offensive, man. Just a lot of green health dropping out on him.
And that's just like that, man. Easy. Ladies and gentlemen, Ligma ES at 857 million, and Kim Nana as well at 637 million, ladies and gentlemen. That is, man, man, it's
crazy.
What's happening right now? I don't know, man. It's we are still taking our time to build up the tension, and they don't even let us do the tension. They don't even let us cast. They don't even let us cast. Ligma ES, man.
I cannot expect the mechanic to actually go in onto the side of Monster 2, but they still need that source of damage. But I doubt. I think this is their best equipped setup for the side of Monster 2. It's pretty tanky. It's really good. I also admire the effort on targeting Peking. There's really good effort on targeting Peking, but what they need on Peking is actually crowd control, because Peking has very low health, 17 million, but at 220k damage, the lifesteal. It doesn't matter if you have low HP, if you have an infinite lifesteal, if you have like one finger offensive and then just regenerate everything, it's you're still that tanky. And that's what's happening for Peking. They just need some protective crowd control over him, and they do, because they have the Gypsy, they have the Warlock, they even have the Sage for that one. On counting this mark, there is very little melee on this one. All damage is being sourced out now from Peking for the side here of Team Ligma ES.
And that's also why Monster 2 here really wants to target a Peking, but unfortunately they can't really do anything at all against Peking, because especially not only do they get the lifesteal, but they also have that of the support coming in from the back lane. But of course, likewise, here's a surprise for you guys. Surprise right now coming in with the Razor Gold, which you can use to redeem those amazing premium currency. But speaking of premium currency, we're gonna be seeing more of that here with the premium damages and recoveries into our matches. And look at that, they're just absorbing all the damage.
Yeah, we actually got our camera here on to Peking. There you go. He's actually in the middle of the battle here. There's a lot of damage that is being attempted towards Peking, but AoE still drops towards Monster 2. Peking at 50% health. There's a few regeneration, but again, was able to cover that. Kim Nana was able to remove Half-Time. Godlike is also going down. 3-0, ladies and gentlemen. Peking is removed from the 800 million damage mark, just a 500 million, but still, you have Kim Nana, who can also dish out damage on her own, 744 million as well, on the drop against Monster 2. 3-0 for this series.
Can I just say, before I congratulate Ligma ES, alright? Before I congratulate Ligma ES, can I just say, Ligma ES, we were brought here to cast the games, but you don't even let us do our jobs. You know what I'm saying? it's how can we prove ourselves?
that's our
anyway, congratulations to Ligma ES. Congratulations to Ligma ES for having quite a sweep, and that is a huge sweep, dude. That is not just a sweep. That's a walk in the park. That's a walk in the park, dude.
Yeah. Now I get it. Now I get why why a lot of people love picking up the Shura. There's a real respect for the damage of Ashura. Again, Peking here is already on the shadow equipment, Apex shadow equipment form. I think there's a lot of utility. There's still a lot of good utility for the side of the shadow equipment with that Shura. But when I was reviewing the numbers here for the side of Team Ligma ES, really, that 220k damage, that is overwhelming. So really, the idea here is the Shell Brooch, the Shell Brooch
Right,
peaking really doubled down on that one. He added a few vitality by increasing that
right.
Eclipse Ring, he got his Eclipse Ring as well. And also added, he
For
added a few vitality on
survivability.
that one. Yeah, he's actually trying to balance the vitality plus the strength on that one, and just really double
Mm-hmm.
down on the attack that can be provided by the light knuckle that he has. So it's really a very straightforward composition. But again, I might be overpraising picking on this one. This is not possible without the assistance, of course, uh
Right,
core battler, the one who's who has the cards character,
right.
the sage for the side here of Ligma ES. And there you go.
And
We have all the full
yeah,
lineup
there we
now
go.
set.
Yeah, we're going to have our first our second matches, right, for the dates of April 26th and 27th as
Yeah,
well.
no
Ladies and
doubt.
gentlemen, we're going to
Mhm.
see the upper bracket right now on April 27th is going to be Monster, Panda, Ligma ES, and Mali Blessing. But into the side, for tomorrow, we're going to have two games again. Both of them this time going to be streamed, unlike today where we had games, off stream. But tomorrow we're going to have Monster 2 versus WOB, and then we also have Carway and what do you call this? Carway and
Iotai.
Iotai going against each other. There you go.
Iotai, yeah. Yes. Yes. So two squads from Thailand will be facing off each other. I think you really want to look forward to that April 27 match, the first match or the first one on the
Right,
bracket. Monster versus Panda. That is Monster main. So that is Winza versus Spided. Ladies and gents,
right,
really formidable names, not just in ROX, but in the world of MMORPGs. So there's really a lot of expectations for that one. Mali Blessing will be up for a very big challenge, taking down the likes of Ligma ES.
right.
And the idea here for the lower bracket, JJ is fighting to survive. You don't want to lose tomorrow.
No,
If
yeah.
you have your game tomorrow, you don't want to lose tomorrow because that's going to be the conclusion of your run here in the WOC.
No, yeah, for sure. And that is what it means to play on a double elimination bracket. Once you lost twice, then you are out of the tournament. But again, they still have a chance to get back up to the grand finals and maybe have the run back against the teams that they lost to earlier today, for the remaining of the tournament. Once they do get back up into the upper bracket, or maybe the team that defeated them might get defeated and they might have their run back immediately on the lower bracket and be the ones to actually drop them down the tournament.
Yes, I love how we are seeing now on the first day, in the first day of the WOC, how ROX has
Right,
evolved, in terms of their competition, in terms of their PvP. For the longest time, the story has always been get that damage done by maybe one player
right,
and take down the sustain. This time, the emphasis is a bit removed on the sustain. We cannot deny the sustain.
right,
It's always there. Life stalemate on the form of the priest. But this
right.
time, there's heavy emphasis on the buffs. There's heavy emphasis on the zone control in the form of the gypsies,
Mm-hmm.
in the form of the sage, in the form of you could just rely on a very squishy Ashura. As long as you get the buffs done, as long as you're able to
Right,
actually give some freedom for him to actually get that lifestyle down. Earlier, I could definitely bet on that the tankier team was actually onto the side of Monster 2. They really doubled down.
right,
They have two priests, they have a royal guard. But if the damage is not
right.
there, or more so, not really the damage, but the crowd control, if the crowd control is not there, they don't have a wizard, They don't have a wizard during that composition.
Yeah.
They have a difficult time.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like right now, for at least for the LikMaiEs, they didn't even need double the priest. They only needed one, and it's all enough. Again, just peaking. I'd have to say is definitely the highlight, the player of the day. I'd say. Would you agree with me that peaking
Speaking.
here is the player of the day?
Definitely. Speaking, of course, with the support of Claarte, of course, with the support of Rat, but damage is damage, damage is damage.
Yeah,
So
800 million, dude.
there's uh, in every instance
Oh,
of match,
yeah.
right? Ah,
Mhm.
guys,
And here
spread
we
some
go
love.
again. Another code. Another code.
Yeah,
Earlier,
Capra,
right? Earlier we have
Capra
had
loves
the WOCS 3 1217. There we go. I still have it on my mind, which I will be redeeming later. But this time around, we have another code here. For you to redeem. Here you go. Kafro loves you. That's KAFRALOVESU. So you can now redeem them as well to get a mission order. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, and all rockers alike, we're gonna be announcing as well the winners, okay? The winners of the surprise drops from earlier. Especially that the mount, what do we call this mount again?
Yamata?
These
No, Orochi?
Yamata, no, Orochi. There you go. I know you wanted to
Orochi,
win
yeah,
that as well. Did you comment? I never saw. Did you comment
I
as
didn't
well?
comment.
Oh, okay. But here we go. We're going to be seeing the winners of the surprise stuff
Here we
for
go.
today. And here you go.
Ooh.
We don't have your names here, but if your if your player ID is here, make sure to check it out, double check everything, and see if
Open
you
your
actually
phones.
win.
Yeah, open the game on your phones. Check it out on the settings, ladies and gents, on the account details. If the code matches, you just won yourself a card pack, the Yamato no Orochi mount, a Shadow Equipment Material Selection Pack 2, or bonus Razor Gold to buy those diamonds and crystals in. So congratulations to everyone who actually watched and tuned in, and of course commented and participated on our giveaway, our surprise drop winners. This is just day number 1.
Yeah, we still have 7 more days, right? We still have 7 more days of this amazing tournament. Again, we're going to have the streams every night, okay? Every night from tonight up to May 2nd, every day. Ladies and gentlemen, all rockers alike, we're going to have a fantastic week of Ragnarok X Next Generation 2.0 War of the Chosen. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, before we head over and wrap everything up, we're going to be showing you guys the schedule for tomorrow. Here you go.
Again, guys,
here goes the
don't
first
forget to
match
tune
and
in.
the second match.
Yep, we are here until May 2. Just take note, just to review, guys, these are lower bracket matches. So if you are supporting, Roger X, if you are supporting Team Karu, if your team supporting MonSterII, and of course WOB number 1, if these teams are from your server, don't miss out the chance to watch this, because it's about fighting to survive. This is the first time that we're gonna be showing you guys a lower bracket match in all of the WOC.
I mean, on the previous seasons, right? Again, just to emphasize, and for those who hasn't been watching from earlier, right? We were playing only a single elimination. So these teams that you see right now on the lower side of the screen, they wouldn't have been. They're not. If we were still, playing on the rules of the previous seasons, they wouldn't be playing anymore. But this time, again, double eliminations gives everyone who lost once, right, on the top 8, another chance to get back up into the grand finals. So let's hope for them, to win and get back up. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be signing off in a bit. That has been day 1 for the WOC. My name is JJ, and with me is Shinbu. We'll see you on the next one.